coming up here, you know, when you go through Clanton, and the sun shines, and you feel the warmth, and then you're in the shadow again. Does anyone ever think about that sun? And do we miss it all because we don't get slammed down into something like this? Do we miss it all because we're trying to be, do, be, do. Thought I saw you walking on the street. I was driving out of town. I knew something big was going to happen for a few months. I didn't know what. And I was kind of barreling toward it. Mm-hmm. And I guess I might be repeating myself, but also my wife had an intuition that day. You know, you're driving at 9:30 in the morning to get some eggs and cash some beer bottles in and trade a video in. And someone comes across the road, and you wake up 9 days later, and now this is 1 3/4 later. And then this is the way I am. I can't, my eyes will never be, it'll never be clear there. And this is all titanium. This is coming out in the fall. There's a bunch of this titanium. He does a split here, and he'll pull it out. The right leg is all weak. All the teeth will be done in January. I can't feel my wife's upper lip, and I slurp tea. So there's all this little physical stuff inside. And it does get infuriating sometimes. It's autumn now, and I'll always move on. When the whole world changes, you change the color. It saved me emotionally over the years, being able to sing and scream my hatred and envy and love and joy and sadness in songs. Like that's part of the therapy of it. And like I was mentioning, my mind is basically the same or different, but it's not damaged like my body that we know of yet. And I started getting gigs and stuff and trying to be Gary Kramer again. So I got in this accident February 9th and I was out of it, and now I'm just totally ecstatic about playing, and I'm getting gigs, and it's basically all I really want to do. Now that fell flat. I can't organize gigs and write the songs, and I don't have the energy, I don't have the body, I don't even have the interest anymore. So I shut all the music down. It's like a gunslinger putting up his guns. I can put the guitars up on. It's fantastic. The other thing is truck driving, which I loved, and cooking, which I love. I don't have any. It's like the shit's been kicked out of me, but not negatively. Can I say it like that? Like all that stuff is gone, washed away, kicked out of me, smashed out of me. Everything is kind of settling down into what I'm gonna have to live like. You recognize me, recognize your black shiny eyes, driving me out of your mind. Paul Hobble is the person who hit me. I've known him, and I never had any bad feelings since the beginning of waking up, because I know he didn't mean to. About a month ago, I was talking to the doctor down here, and I said, I need something like something to just calm me down for a few hours. And I said, yesterday was the first day I wanted to just kill Paul Hobble. I just wanted to rub his face into the cement. And it just came up, just like all the other sensations and thoughts. Come alive, she sang to me, and light and free the days were gray so soon. As a kid, I always remember I was 6 and I wanted to know about Jesus, and then I wanted to know about Buddha, and then I tried to sit down and meditate. And now you're just placed there where you can. And with this kind of accident or situation, you get thrown into yourself. What am I? Who am I? Who are you? Get in a head-on car crash and see who you are. Because Jesus said it. He said it. Know thyself. Know thyself. Well, how do you get to know yourself? By going to a party? You got to spend hours and hours and times and your whole life alone. See, it's funny, I go for days without talking to people except for Haiti, my wife, or my cats. Our cats. And it's fine. It's such a relief. It's such freedom not to have something to do. Not to have anything to do. And it's really interesting. Because we're all so busy, because we don't want to be sitting there with nothing to do. This, to me, is completely part of the plan of my whole life. It just feels like that. But it's what I wanted, too. I think I wanted it. Well, I certainly was there. Paul and I were there. Would I go back and not have the accident? Well, what kind of question is that? I already said I wouldn't change it. I probably would. If I could, I'd probably go back. Meanwhile, to be in the moment is so-called what all the wise men and women have said over the centuries. Is to be in the moment. And I've been thrown there, man. And everyone will. Everyone will be thrown there. And I'm there. It's autumn now, and I'll always move on. When the whole world changes, you change the colors. Indian summer, Indian summer, Indian summer.
Shit, that took a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All it takes is one light to see the whole world. All it takes is one light to find a pearl. All it takes is one light shining in the dark. All it takes is one light to see where you are. All it takes is one flame burning in the wilderness, giving as it takes, giving as it takes, a purity within, purity without, anything left to talk about.